I had been writing a lot of poetry and had very little experience in playwriting. So I thought that when I applied, it looked like a programme that would help me understand more about playwriting from my place of little experience.
I applied for mentoring back in 2013 when I was living in my home village, Burghead, and I was working on my first play, Lost at Sea. I'd looked up Playwright Studio and thought, that sounds great. So I applied and my relationship with the company started.
I think when you come to this organisation with a body of work, which is essentially your baby, which you've nurtured on your own, sometimes silently on your own, to sort of allow that to be shared with someone, to open it into the world, you're very protective of it. And I was, you know, whilst I was ready to sort of accept all forms of constructive criticism, I actually got a lot of love, a lot more support than I anticipated, which was fantastic for me.
I think having a mentor is a fantastic thing when you're just starting out, because when you're just starting out, you've got so many questions that you want to ask, and you might think in your head they're silly questions, and you might be expected to know certain things about playwriting, about formatting, about how to send scripts to people, what you should say in an email, all these kind of things. So having a mentor is a brilliant a kind of like insider who's been there, who sends scripts out, who writes plays day in, day out, and they can feed you back with information and just kind of help you kind of get your work out there. So I think that was really something that I really benefited from.
The additional workshops that we did and the cultural trip to the theatre and things like that, that all adds so much onto the experience of being a part of it, as well as kind of mixing with other people and learning more from them. So it's been a lot bigger, if that makes sense. It's been a much larger experience than I thought it might have been at the start.
I have a play coming on in autumn this year that just wouldn't exist if I hadn't applied for a New Writer Award, so it was invaluable for me.
A lot of where I am today came from that experience from the Scottish Playwrights Studio. I remember that being such a defining moment, just coming here, because prior towards having that meeting with Philip, I had been developing the coconut curry since 2013 after I got my honours degree, so that was a good couple of years just trying and testing on my own. So to kind of go from that to sort of where I am now, it's bonkers.
For me, it really opened up the door to getting to know people within the industry in Scotland. I was introduced to other playwrights, so my networks grew enormously. I also met actors and directors.
The advice I'd give is, firstly, don't be put off by rejection, because I think I applied twice before and didn't get on, and I've heard that from a lot of people. It's a process of applying and reapplying.
I think you need to have a proper think about where you are in your career and where you need to be for this opportunity. And if you are at the right point for this opportunity, it should be really easy to make that clear in your application. It's not about saying, hey, I'm brilliant, love me, this is how brilliant I am. What's really important with that application is to say, look, I am a writer on a journey, this is the place I'm at. These are the reasons why what you're offering is absolutely essential for where I am to move forward.